staying with us on RoyalFM 95.1 in Lauren. This is the midday update. I am Babajide Oluwaseun. First, the headlines. Federal government threatens to stop salaries of non-teaching workers of universities over indefinite strike as meeting ends in deadlock. The special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, criticizes those opposed to nomination of immediate ex-service chiefs as non-career ambassadors. Aremu calls for a bipartisan approach to security challenge, decries discordant voices by state governors. Fuel scarcity in Quora imminent as marketers lament new payment method. On the foreign scene, Moscow court resumes trial against jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny on charges of defamation. In sport, head of Tokyo Olympics organizing committee resigns following criticism for making inappropriate remarks about women. You are listening to RoyalFM 95.1 in Lauren. You can listen to us by logging onto the RoyalFM website. It is www.royalfm.net. The midday update continues after this short timeout. Please stay with us.
Mary is standing by the roadside. Two guys on the back of Okada snatch her bag just like that. She says,
I need a police that will respond fast to emergencies.
A police officer is chasing after the thieves on foot. The guy don't tire. He speaks his mind.
I want the equipment I need to do my job.
Joe, a bus driver, has been stopped at the police stop and search unit. He has his concerns.
I want a police that won't ask me anything for the boys.
The police officer is looking through Joe's vehicle papers, and something is on his mind.
I want a decent salary that is paid on time.
All these things they are asking, it will happen with good laws,
proper funding, training,
and cooperation.
Yes, if it happen.
Welcome back from that short timeout and now to the stories in detail. We'll start from the local saying the federal government has threatened to stop the salaries of non-teaching workers of universities from embarking on an indefinite strike. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, has stated this in his opening remarks during a social dialogue between the unions and the federal government, according to the minister. Section 43 of the Trade Dispute Act 2004 and the International Labour Organization, the ILO statutes, permit the government to stop the salaries of workers when they are on strike. He warned the government will not hesitate to invoke the laws if the unions fail to observe the rules guiding social dialogue. It will be recalled that the Joint Action Committee of SANU and NASA commenced an indefinite strike on the 5th of February 2021 over the failure of the federal government to resolve issues in the integrated personal and payroll information system and disparity in the sharing of the 40 billion naira earned allowances, among others. The General Secretary of NASA, Peter DM, in his remarks said the union have supported the government and they should not be compensated with the denial of a right of your members. The meeting between the federal government, the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities, SANU, and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Universities, NASU, however, ended in a deadlock. Meanwhile, the special advisor to the President Muhammadu Buhari on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, has criticized those opposed to the nomination of immediate ex-service chiefs as non-career ambassadors. It be recalled that about 2 weeks ago, President Buhari named former Chief of Defense Staff Gabriel Olunishakin, former Chief of Army Staff Tukur Brutai, former Chief of Air Staff Ibok Ibas, and former Chief of Naval Staff Abubakar Sadiq as ambassadors. This development sparked nationwide outrage, and the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, asked the Senate to reject them. Many critics said that before they were replaced, the ex-service chiefs could not tackle insurgency and improve security across the country. But in his weekly article, Adesina said those who criticize the president for nominating the ex-service chiefs as ambassadorial nominees are people who love to see others fail. Adesina said the ex-service chiefs failed only in the eyes of those who don't know what success is. The Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, has been well said following herders can carry AK-47 for self-defense because they have been attacked by cattle rustlers. He slammed his counterpart in Benue State, Sam Lawton, over his handling of the farmer-herder clashes, which had led to loss of lives. Mohammed, who spoke at the closing ceremony of the 2021 Press Week of the Correspondence Chapel of the Nigerian Union of Journalists, Bauchi State Council, in his keynote address on the theme, the role of the media in promoting peace in Nigeria, commended journalists in the state for their accurate and balanced reporting and for promoting peace in Nigeria. He thought the notice to quit given to Fulani herders in some southern states, particularly in Ondo, pointing out that the most of the southern governors are wrong. Organized labor has called for an all-inclusive, bipartisan community approach to eradicate violent crimes in the country. Now, speaking at a day mass sensitization interactive session in Lagos, Vice President of Industrial Global Union, Comrade Issa Remo, observed that the current discordant and divergent views among some state governors on how to put an end to violent crimes are unhealthy and also unhelpful for curtailing crimes. Comrade Aremo advised governors to harmonize their strategies on crime controls. He observed that if elected, state governors operate separately, certainly forces of banditries would defeat them collectively. Comrade Aremu commended the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, for what he called his passion in implementing community policing, which he said is the way out of the current challenges of insecurity. According to him, community policing is a practical way of democratizing policing in a democratic system because it involves all stakeholders that include local government, churches and mosques, workforce in formal and informal sectors, in organized unions, youth and women organizations. The Assistant Inspector General of Police, Ahmed Ilyasu Zone 2, who represented the Inspector General, observed that the concept of community policing in the 21st century is a policing with the community ardent that security is every citizen's business. The main objective of the mass sensitization is to promote knowledge and understanding among the newly recruited constables and also the communities on the imperative of community policing. The program, which held in Lagos, was declared open by the state governor, Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu. It was attended by participants from southwest states of Oyo, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, and Lagos State. You're listening to the midday update on RoyalFM 95.1 in Lorraine. And lastly, on the local scene, the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, in Kwara State says members may be forced to down tools and close down their petrol stations in Kwara State starting from Friday today if there's no proper consultation on the recent NNPC e-payment policy. The policy, tagged PPMC Customers Express Payment, involves marketers to provide other prerequisites like current bulk purchase, agreement renewal, the procurement of which marketers say involves high costs and a lot of bureaucratic bottleneck. Our correspondent, Dada Bamiche, has the details. We'll be done.
The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, in Kwara State says members may be forced to down tools and close down their stations in Kwara State starting from Friday if there is no proper consultation on the recent NNPC e-payment policy, tagged PPMC Customers Express Payment, which involves marketers to provide some prerequisites like current bulk purchase, agreement renewal, the procurement of which marketers say involve a high cost and a lot of bureaucratic bottleneck. The petroleum marketers in Kwara State insist that they were not consulted on the effectiveness of the new policy. They also say the implementation was sudden.
The main reason for calling this press conference is about the NNPC's recent e-payment policy, tagged PPMC Customer Express Payment.
Speaking with newsmen in Ilorin, Kwara State capital, Ipman Depot Chairman Alhaji Abdulateef Kamaja said before the introduction of the present policy, there had been many paid tickets from marketers running into billions of naira in the coffers of the NNPC, which were not attended to. According to Kamaja, it is also imperative for the NNPC to always consult with the marketers before bringing up any policy, as this will ensure a harmonious and peaceful business relationship between marketers who act as a bridge to the consuming masses. He concluded that if their suggestions were not met, the association may not have any other option than to down tools by closing down their stations.
It is also imperative for the NNPC to always consult with the marketers before bringing up any policy, as this to ensure harmonious and peaceful businesses relationship. If our stated suggestions are not met, we may have no other option than to down tools by closing down our stations.
It is recalled that the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, recently said it deployed an application called Customer Express to track sales and distribution to enable marketers buy petroleum products online. For now, it remains to be seen how the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, will resolve the impasse to avoid scarcity of petroleum products nationwide. In Ilorin, Dada Oluwabamiche reporting for RoyalFM News.
That report of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria, IPMAN, in Kwara State was brought to you by correspondent Dada Bamiche. Now the stories on the foreign scene. Fresh mass protests are taking place against a coup in Myanmar to find a plea from its leader to join hands with the military on the nation's Union Day holiday. General Min Aung Hlaing called for unity to prevent disintegration, but today continued the pattern of daily rallies demanding the release of detained elected leaders, including Aung San Suu Kyi. There were reports of rubber bullets fired by police in Molimien. A Moscow court will today also resume a trial against jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny on charges of defamation. Navalny appeared at the Moscow's Babushkinsky District Court on charges of slandering a World War II veteran last week, but the trial was interrupted. It has rejected the case as the Kremlin enacting political revenge. This is a separate charge from a 2014 fraud and a money laundering embezzlement conviction for which Navalny was sentenced to jail earlier last week. Last year, Navalny was accused of slamming people featured in a video promoting the constitutional reform extending President Vladimir Putin's role as corrupt stooges, people without consciousness, and traitors. In the world of sport, the Australian state of Victoria will enter lockdown for a third time in a bid to suppress an outbreak of the UK strain of the coronavirus. Officials this week found 13 cases stemming from a quarantine worker who became infected at a Melbourne hotel. The lockdown will begin on Friday midnight and end on Wednesday. However, the government has said the Australian Open tennis tournament would continue in the state's capital, Melbourne. Spectators will be banned from attending the event from Saturday, which had previously allowed up to 30,000 visitors a day. Tickets will be refunded, tournament director Craig Tiley said. And head of the Tokyo Olympics organizing committee has resigned after he was criticized for making inappropriate remarks about women. 83-year-old Yoshiro Mori was quoted as saying women talk too much and that meetings with many female board directors would take a long time. The remarks set off a fast storm of protests, and Mr. Mori apologized at the time but said he would not resign. But today he apologized for his inappropriate statement. The resignation came as pressure mounted on him over the past week. Major sponsors came forward to criticize his comments, including Toyota, one of the biggest Olympic backers. And that's the sport in brief. In a soundbite for today, Governor Wike blames the National Assembly for underperformance of the NDDC. Listen.
Let the truth be told. What is happening in NDC? Is it fair? People say, oh, so much money has been given to NDC and they're going to show. I agree. But who are those who are responsible to make sure that the money does not go down to the region? We have portfolio contractors from Abuja, portfolio contractors from so many states that have don't allow the management to carry out the assignment, including the National Assembly. Including the National Assembly. We must tell ourselves the truth. I'm happy with what you said here. If at all it will be carried out, you want to do this, I agree. Can you do it? Do you have the political will that the party politics will not come in?
And that's the soundbite for the midday update, which once again featured Governor Nyesom Wike blaming the National Assembly for underperformance of the NDDC. And that's it on the midday update. Before we go, here again are the headlines. Federal government threatens to stop salaries of non-teaching workers of universities over indefinite strike as meeting ends in deadlock. The special advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, criticizes those opposed to nomination of immediate ex-service chiefs as non-career ambassadors. Aremu calls for a bipartisan approach to security challenges to decries discordant voices by state governors. Few scarcity and quarrel imminent as marketers lament new payment method. On the foreign scene, Moscow court resumes trial against jailed Russian opposition leader Alexei Navalny on charges of defamation. And sport, head of Tokyo Olympics organizing committee resigns following criticism for making inappropriate remarks about women. The midday update was put together by Dada Oluwabamishi. You can visit www.royaltimes.net for an update on the news. Endeavor to also join us at 4 p.m. for the news beat and at 6 p.m. for the news around the globe. Would you like to contact us for comment, observation, and information regarding unfolding event? Kindly reach out to RoyalFM Newsroom on the number. It is 0805 0999 968. I am Babajide Oluwaseun. Good afternoon. Keep listening to RoyalFM 95.1 Ilorin.
And event have proved that the penalty of not taking part in the political process is being governed by inferiors. The enemy of the nation is he who refuses to join a party or participate in its political process. If we must forge ahead as a nation, it's essential that you decide to be a part of the process. Register as a bona fide member of the All Progressives Congress (APC) so that your name can be documented and you can possess your membership card. For those who have registered before, ensure you also revalidate your membership. This will confer on you a legal status and guarantee your rights and opportunities as a party member. APC membership registration and revalidation in Kwara State commences Tuesday 9 February and will run till Tuesday 23rd February 2021. Ensure you visit the nearest registration unit in your ward. Time to stay aloof is over. We must all take active part in politics. Register to become a member of the All Progressives Congress (APC) today, and you'll be glad you did. This message is powered by APC Strategy Group.
Go on, song, Joe. Already back there, Royal and you're back there, Royal
I don't know.
ọ̀kan ṣoṣo àràbà tó mi gbó kìkìkìkì ọ̀hún rèé.
ó takalẹ̀ kakako
ìròyìn àgbáyé lẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ ní àbí torílẹ̀-èdè.
lọ́tọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ òṣèlú eré ìdárayá àbí tamúlùdùn.
ayẹyẹ tí ó dorí kodò ní àná àìsí ilé-iṣẹ́ RoyalFM 95.1 Ìlọrin lẹ́ ó ti máa gbọ́.
Àbí ìkún dààmú.
káàsán ẹ̀sìnkú ọwọ́ lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ wọ́n yín ní àṣàyàn ìròyìn wa láti lè ṣe RoyalFM at 5.1 Ìlọrin ṣáájú ẹgbẹ́ àwọn kókó tó wà nínú ìròyìn náà. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ti dúnkòokò láti dá owó oṣù ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ kan láwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì ìjọba dúró fún gígùnlé ìyanṣẹ́lódì àti àìfẹ́ṣe sùúrù rárá. Fẹ́mi Adésínà olùgbọ̀wọ́ sí ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari bú ẹnu àtẹ́lu àwọn tó ń tako àtúnyẹ̀sípò àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà lẹ́ka ètò ààbò tí wọn kò gbà wọlé. Comrade Isa Aremu pè fún ìfohùnṣọ̀kan lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣòro ètò ààbò orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ó gbarata lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn gómìnà ilẹ̀ wa tí kò jọra wọn àti bẹ́ẹ̀ wọn kò ṣe kò. Ìròyìn náà rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ látẹnu Sherifa Káyọ̀dé Bọ́lájí. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ni wọ́n ti ń dúnkòokò láti dá owó oṣù àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tí kì í kọ́ni láwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì ìjọba dúró pàápàá jùlọ ẹgbẹ́ SANU àti NASU látàrí ìyanṣẹ́lódì lè tí wọ́n gùn lé. Mínísítà fọ́rọ̀ ètò ìgbanisẹ́ àti ọ̀rọ̀ òṣìṣẹ́ asòfin Chris Ngige ni ó kéde léyìí lásìkò ìtàkùrọ̀sọ tí ó wáyé láàrin ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ náà. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ ó tọ́ka abala ìwé òfin ilé wa kan eléyìí tó ń rí sí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tí ó fún ìjọba ní agbára láti dá owó oṣù àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ dúró nígbà tí wọ́n bá lò fún ìyanṣẹ́lódì. Ó kìlọ̀ wípé ìjọba ni yóò ṣàmúlò agbára náà bí wọ́n bá kọ̀ láti gba ìtàkùrọ̀sọ àti àsọyépò ti àsọkúnná láàyè. Ṣẹ́gbàgbé wípé lọ́jọ́ 5 nínú oṣù tá a wà yìí ní ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tí kì í kọ́ni láwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì SANU àti NASU bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìyanṣẹ́lódì náà lórí ẹ̀sùn tí wọ́n fi kan ìjọba àpapọ̀ wípé wọ́n kùnà láti yanjú àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan tó ta kókó lórí ìlànà ìgbàsanwó oṣù fúnni IPBIS tó fi mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ tó ta kókó lórí owó bílíọ̀nù lọ́nà 40 náírà tí wọ́n ní kan pín láàrin wọn àti ẹgbẹ́ ASUU. Ẹni tó jẹ́ akọ̀wé àpapọ̀ fún ẹgbẹ́ NASU Peter Adéyẹmí nínú ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wọ́n sọ pé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìgbà ni ẹgbẹ́ àwọn ọmọ kan ìjọba lẹ́yìn wípé kì í ṣe ìtàpá sí ohun tó jẹ́ ẹ̀tọ́ àwọn ló yẹ kí ìjọba àpapọ̀ fi wá san fún àwọn ṣẹ̀sùn yìí pé ìpàdé wáyé láàrin ìjọba àpapọ̀ àti ẹgbẹ́ SANU tó ń tẹgbẹ́ NASU lánàá tó sì jẹ́ pé ìpàdé náà ni ó bọ́ sórí ikọ̀. Olùgbọ̀wọ́ pàtàkì sí ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari Fẹ́mi Adésínà ni ó ti bu ẹnu àtẹ́lu gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń tako àtúnyẹ̀sípò àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà lẹ́ka ètò ààbò ti tẹ́lẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ṣẹ́gbàgbé pé ní ọ̀sẹ̀ méjì sẹ́yìn ní ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari tún dárúkọ ọ̀gágun Gabriel Olónìsakin, ọ̀gágun Topo Buratai, ọ̀gágun Aibas, ọ̀gágun àti ọ̀gágun Abubakar Siddiq gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojú fún orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí wọ́n ti fẹ̀yìntì lẹ́nu iṣẹ́. Ìgbésẹ̀ náà ni ó dá awuyewuye sílẹ̀ tí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn Nàìjíríà tó fún wọn ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP fi ké sí ilé aṣòfin láti rí pé wọ́n kọ ìgbésẹ̀ ìjọba náà. Ọ̀pọ̀ àwọn tó ń ṣe àtakò sí ìgbésẹ̀ náà ni wọ́n sọ wípé ó tó di pé wọ́n ti pààrọ̀ àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà lẹ́ka ètò ààbò ọ̀hún ni wọn kò rí ìṣòro àìsítọ́ ààbò orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kápá pàápàá jùlọ ọṣẹ́ ọwọ́ àwọn àgbésùmọ̀mí. Nínú ìròyìn tí ó kọjáde Fẹ́mi Adésínà wà tọ́ka ìpè àwọn tí wọ́n ń tako ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari fún yíyan àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà lẹ́ka ètò ààbò ọ̀hún gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojú orílẹ̀-èdè ní àwọn tí wọ́n máa ń fẹ́ ìjákulẹ̀ ọmọlàkejì. Ó ní àwọn tí wọn kò tún mọ ìta ń pè ní àṣeyọrí ní àwọn tí wọ́n ń tako ìgbésẹ̀ náà. Gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Bauchi Bala Muhammad ni ó ti kéde wípé àwọn Fúlàní àdàrànjẹ tí wọ́n ń gbé ìbọn AK-47 rìn ni wọ́n ń gbé rìn láti wọn fi dáàbò bora wọn lọ́wọ́ àwọn ajámọ̀lú gbà. Eléyìí ló tún fi tako akẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Benue ìyẹn Samuel Ortom lórí ọwọ́ tó fi mú wàhálà àti ìjọba tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin àwọn àgbẹ̀ àtàwọn àdàrànjẹ léyìí tó ti mú ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀mí lọ. Muhammad tí ó sọ̀rọ̀ lásìkò tí ìpàdé àwọn akọ̀ròyìn eléyìí tí ẹgbẹ́ àwọn akọ̀ròyìn NUJ ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Bauchi ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ wá sí òpin ní ìpínlẹ̀ náà lórí àkòrí àgbékalẹ̀ wọn tí wọ́n pè ní ipa tí àwọn oníròyìn ń kó lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àlàáfíà orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Muhammad ni ó kan sára sí àwọn akọ̀ròyìn fún bí wọ́n ṣe ń gbé ìròyìn dọ́gbandọ́gba jáde lórí àtìmú ìgbòho bá àlàáfíà ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Níṣe ni ó tún bu ẹnu àtẹ́lu gbèǹdéke àkókò tí wọ́n fún àwọn àdàrànjẹ láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ kan lẹ́kùnlẹ̀ Yorùbá pàápàá jùlọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ondo láti dìgbà di àgbà wọn láti kúrò ní ẹkùn náà ni Muhammadu bá sọ pé ọwọ́ tí àwọn gómìnà kọ̀ọ̀kan ní ẹkùn gúúsù ìwọ̀ oòrùn orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fi mú ọ̀rọ̀ náà ni kò tẹ̀ wá mọ́yán lórí pàápàá jùlọ ó tún bu ẹnu àtẹ́ lu àwọn gómìnà ní apá gúúsù orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti báwọn náà ṣe ń fi ohùn kún ọ̀rọ̀ náà léyìí tó sọ pé ó lè dá wàhálà àti ìjọba tó lágbára lẹ̀ ní ilẹ̀ wa Nàìjíríà. Igbákejì àgbáríjọpọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìyẹn Industrial Global Union Comrade Isa Aremu ló ti wòye yìí pé kíkálukú ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ ní o ìyẹn láàrin ìpínlẹ̀ àti àwọn ará ìlú láti lè mú ìyanjú wá sí ọ̀rọ̀ ìṣòro ètò ààbò lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà àti wípé ojú ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ àti èrò ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ tí kálukú fi ń kojú ìṣòro náà ni kò lè ṣe sóríire kankan débi tí yóò wá yanjú ẹ̀. Ó ní bí àwọn gómìnà láwọn ìpínlẹ̀ kọ̀ọ̀kan kò ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ láti wá ìyanjú sí ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀hún ni ó tún lè mú kí ọ̀rọ̀ náà tún mọ gbẹ̀rẹ̀gẹ̀dígẹ̀ sí i. Bákan náà ni ó kan sára sí Muhammad Adamu ọ̀gá àgbà pátápátá fún àjọ ọlọ́pàá lórí ìlàkàkà rẹ̀ láti rí i pé ọlọ́pàá agbègbè ń fìdí múlẹ̀ ní ọlọ́pàá agbègbè tó ní ó lákòóná àjọṣepọ̀ láàrin àwọn ènìyàn ìlú, àwọn adarí ẹ̀sìn, àwọn lọ́balọ́ba, àwọn obìnrin àti àwọn ọ̀dọ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ náà ló sọ lásìkò ètò ìtàkùrọ̀sọ àti ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ kan ilé ètò wáyé ní ìlú Èkó. Bákan náà ni igbákejì ọ̀gá àgbà àjọ ọlọ́pàá Ahmed Ilyasu tí ó sojú Muhammad Adamu níbi ètò náà wá ní ohun tí ọlọ́pàá agbègbè dálé lórí ó ní láti rí i pé ọ̀rọ̀ ètò ààbò kan kálukú. Ètò náà ní gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Babájídé Sanwó-Olú sì síde rẹ̀ tí àwọn aṣojú láti àwọn ìpínlẹ̀ bíi ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́, Ọ̀ṣun, Oǹdó àti Èkó ti kópa ńbẹ̀ bó ṣe tọ́ àti bó ṣe yẹ. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn olówó epo bẹtiró ìyẹn IPMAN ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ni wọ́n ti kéde ẹ̀yà wípé àwọn náà lè dáwọ́ ètò gbogbo dúró tí àwọn ilé epo sì wà ní títì pa bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti òní bí ìjọba àpapọ̀ bá kọ̀ tí wọ́n wá nǹkan ṣe sí ìlànà tuntun tí olóko ayélujára dé tí wọ́n ní káwọn ọmọ ìgbà fi máa san owó epo eléyìí tí àjọ NNPC gbé kalẹ̀. Ìlànà náà tí wọ́n pè ní Customer Express Payment ní àwọn olókoòwò ọ̀hún bá ní wọ́n ń pè fún ìsọdọ̀tun àdéhùn àti ìwé àṣẹ àtàwọn nǹkan míì bẹ́ẹ̀ tí wọ́n ní ó fún àwọn lọ́rùn púpọ̀. Wọ́n ní níṣe ni ìjọba àpapọ̀ tí ẹ̀ jẹ́ kí àwọn mọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ náà àti ìgbésẹ̀ ọ̀hún tòun ti ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ rẹ̀ kó tó di pé wọ́n gbé àṣẹ kàyàkàyà náà lé àwọn lórí. Alhaji Abdulateef Abdulrauf Kamaja tó jẹ́ alága ẹgbẹ́ IPMAN ní ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara wà ní ó tẹ̀ tó di wípé wọ́n gbé òfin náà kalẹ̀. Owó tó tó ọ̀pọ̀ bílíọ̀nù náírà ni owó àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ti san gẹ́gẹ́ bí owó tíkẹ́ẹ̀tì láti ra epo sí àkótó àjọ NNPC kó tó di pé wọ́n kéde òfin náà. Nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wọn tẹpẹlẹ mọ́ ipe kò bá sì dá tí àjọ NNPC bá ń jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ èyíkéyìí ìlànà tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ mọ gùn lé kó tó di pé wọ́n mọ̀ sọ di òfin. Ṣáájú ni àjọ NNPC náà ti kéde wípé òun ti fẹ́ gbé ìlànà kan kalẹ̀ o eléyìí tí wọ́n pè ní Customer Express Payment láti dín àrọ́pọ̀ àwọn ènìyàn kù lórí owó sísan lájọ NNPC. Ká tó mọ aṣàyẹ̀ròyìn tí ọ̀sán ní wá sí ìdádúró ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òkòònù rẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí i. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ ń dúnkòkò láti dá owó oṣù ẹgbẹ́ àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ kan dúró ní àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ gíga fásitì ìjọba fún ìyanṣẹ́lódì tí wọ́n gùn lé àti àìfẹ́ṣe sùúrù tí wọ́n fi gba ìtàkùrọ̀sọ láàyè. Fẹ́mi Adésínà gbọ́ fún ààrẹ Muhammadu Buhari ó ti bu ẹnu àtẹ́ lu àwọn tó ń tako ìyànsípò àwọn lọ́gàlọ́gà lẹ́ka ètò ààbò gẹ́gẹ́ bí aṣojú orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Comrade Isa Aremu pè fún ìfohùnsọ́kàn lórí ìṣòro ètò ààbò orílẹ̀-èdè ó barata lórí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn gómìnà orílẹ̀-èdè tí kò papọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ náà. Àṣàyàn ìròyìn wa fún ti ọ̀sán òní oníjò báyìí lọ ẹ kún pàdé wa láago 2 fún ìròyìn lérèfé àti láago 6 àbọ̀rọ̀lẹ́ fún àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn wa. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ṣe kó ìròyìn jọ lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì Ṣẹ́rífà Káyọ̀dé Bọ́lájí ló tuntun síkà lédè àgbẹ̀nìgbé àti kan ní RoyalFM 95.1 Ìlọrin láti kí wa ìpè ọkọ̀ wọlé níṣẹ́ àsìkò ọ̀làjú wọn ti tò ní onígbà kan náà.